Wait.
30 seconds.
Rise and shine, Rwanda.
Good morning. You're watching Rise and Shine Rwanda with me, Yvan Buravan.
And me, Peace Quizzer, coming up on Rise and Shine.
In our story of the day, we meet Yvan Buravan, one of Rwanda's upcoming musicians.
In business, we look at our new technology segment.
And in lifestyle, we take you to a place where your burger is worth every penny. Well, all that and more still to come, but first we get to meet all the other hosts. Good morning, Stephen.
Good morning, Yvan.
Good morning, Chantal.
Good morning, Yvan. How are
Rise and shine, peace.
Good morning, Yvan.
Well, it's a new slang in town, but you know, what do you have for us today in business, and what should we be expecting?
Well, in sports on a general level, we have federations trying to organize the genocide memorial tournaments. So I think today and the days that come, we'll be looking at that a lot.
Well, for our viewers back home, but we'll first go into the local stories and, of course, those that are making headlines internationally. Some good news for our Muslim brothers and sisters. The Supreme Muslim Council of Rwanda in Kigali elected a new Mufti. Sheikh Salim Hitimana was elected the leader of Muslim community, and his term will last 5 years. Hitimana replaced Sheikh Ibrahim Kaitare, who has led the Muslim community in Rwanda for the past 2.5 years. Well, the Muslim would say the Muslims have a new sheikh. In the words of that, I think this is a big deal for them because just as we know, any religion plays a very big part within the national affairs of any countries. Having a new mufti, what do we hope? What are our hopes, especially looking at the status quo of the Muslim situation in Rwanda? Stephen.
Well, I have a few Muslim friends. I think they must be celebrating.
Yeah.
But it will be good to see what he does in his during his term, because as a sector in Muslim, it's also there are issues that can be addressed at that platform. So I think it's good for the new leadership, and we will look forward to what he'll be bringing in.
Yes, he comes at a moment where we had wrangles within the Muslim community, especially between different groups. Do we see that this is the right man to reunite, and what are our hopes, especially for what he aspires to bring within the Muslim community in Rwanda?
At least for what I know, Muslims have always been united. There are these kinds of people who want to unite everyone around them. They love peace, they love sharing, they love doing all that thing that deals with humanity. So the new Mufti, I think, with all these wrangles that have been going on, is going to set a record. Now that Rwandans, actually we've seen in Uganda, Muslims have been fighting for as long as I can remember. So we hope that the new Mufti does something on the Rwandan community, the Muslim community, so that everything can just go in line.
All right, we hope so. Now moving on to our second story. Kigali's image and branding could be boosted in the coming months following the inspiration of a campaign, I Am Kigali, which will highlight the city's innovation, cultural evolution, and diversification. The campaign is courtesy of the International Organization for Migration and Impact Hub Kigali, a Kigali-based co-working space. This is not the first time we've heard I Am Kigali. I think they're already on fire. From spoken word, there's a lot that has been going on at the Impact Hub in Kiyovu, the headquarters. What is the significance of this global campaign, I would say, and what could be the expectations or the results of this same campaign, especially looking at the status in which Kigali has grown today? Chantal. and then I'll bring it on to Peace.
Okay, this campaign, I Am Kigali, is actually exciting. I'm also excited to see what will come out because they want to make it global. They want to make Kigali known out there. They want to take Kigali beyond borders.
Yeah.
They want Kigali to be exemplary. So I actually can't wait to see what is coming with the campaign, and I hope and pray that it is a successful campaign.
What do you think are some of the things to show off, especially during this campaign for Kigalians to the world?
Everything. I mean,
sure.
one thing I know about Kigali is that every time you leave, even if it's for 3 months, I think you know this.
Yes.
Every time that you leave the country, especially Kigali, even if it's for 3 months, you come back when something is different.
Evolution.
Whether there is a new restaurant, whether there is a new building, whether there is always something new in Kigali.
Yeah.
That's for sure. Or something new that's happening in Kigali. And I believe, this will kind of share our lifestyle, or the way we live in Kigali, because this is the best place to live. Take it from me and not anyone else. This is the best place to live anywhere,
All right.
Take it to
Sure.
America,
Yes.
take it
Something
to...
branding. Okay, Kigali is being. This branding is good because you see, Kigali is targeting to host conferences.
Yes.
We have, advocate for technology. So by creating a catchy brand, that means all eyes will be on this town, and that's what we want. It's going to help the cause of.
Yeah.
Ivan, and I hope it... and I hope it also, teaches people, because the statement is I am Kigali. I hope it teaches people to embrace the fact that they're Kigali. If something
And
is
even
dirty,
represent Kigali.
No, they represent Kigali. Let them be I am Kigali, and let them embrace the whole factor of being, Rwandan, and also being from Kigali. That's
All
just
right, there you
Yeah.
had it from all of them, and we hope that you get to join this movement and make sure that we present, of course, I am Kigali. Now, moving on to international news, especially the USA presidential elections. It is, of course, the normal man that has always been making the headlines. Republican presidential nominee Donald Trump. Call him whatever. He said now that illegal immigrants in the US often get better care than the nation's military veterans. We're not going to allow that to happen any longer. In his words, he told the bikers rally in Washington, D.C. Mr. Trump did not provide any evidence for this assertion. Last year, the billionaire sparked anger by attacking the military record of Senator John McCain, a former prisoner of war. Mr. Trump said Senator McCain was only considered a hero because he was a prisoner of war during the Vietnam War. Well, could this be called a political, game, especially looking at what the
strategy.
comments... It's a strategy. He's now trying to embrace veterans and trying to make them look like, I am for you, I stand for you. After such a comment on John McCain, which also brought international, assertion, looking at what was happening during the presidential campaign. Your take on this one?
Well, the veterans in the US, that's a very big topic because they've been, when you follow the talk, it's like they've been not really taken care of. Okay, I mean, that's what sources say. And, the fact that Donald Trump comes up and says, I'm for veterans, okay, that's a Donald Trump.
I mean, he's been doing
move.
everything, fundraising for them.
For sure.
Yeah.
But if he can bring attention to their cause and their living conditions, that would be good. But using it for gaining political support, okay, that's what Donald Trump would do. But
Definitely.
well, we hope he brings attention to their
I think
plight.
we might start something that says, what would Donald Trump do? Or what would
Yeah,
Donald
yeah.
Trump
That's
say?
going to
But
be
the
Next
problem with
hashtag.
Donald Trump's ideas is that most people argue the fact that he keeps changing his opinion on certain issues. And he does, some people say, most of these guys that come with a manifesto come with a clear determination and they defend them till the last vote, right?
Yeah,
but
he
some of these
attacked
things,
McCain, a veteran,
Yes.
and now he's saying, I'm for veterans.
again,
So,
yeah, there's always controversy. He has
He's
changed his mind,
contradicting himself.
especially on foreign policy, on America's trade with other countries, which people again doubt. Would this be the candidate to rule America? When we can't wait
Who
to see
knows?
what happens with Donald Trump. But anyways, keep it tuned to Rise and Shine for the latest with what is happening in the presidential election in the US. But for now, Peace has what we would call the hot topics and those trending stories. Peace.
All right. Okay. So today for Hot Topics, last week on the show we said that we would bring for you what would actually be happening on the Car-Free Day. Now castigated by some, but welcomed by many Kigali city dwellers. Yesterday, but one took it to the maiden Car-Free Day. And this is something that we're all wondering what is going to happen, especially here in the show. We were like, why would they put such a day? This is so strange. Like, what will happen? A full half the day on a Sunday, just randomly like that, a Car-Free Day, and it was very hard for people, to move around.
Yeah.
And now from Remera to all the way to town, we understand that there was no cars passing, but instead it was a place where people were allowed to walk, then people were allowed to skateboard, others were allowed to get their bikes and now I saw some bikers, like a full family, you get bikes and your kids are grabbing bikes and they're just, moving around, and this was amazing. Now this is the best part of the Car-Free Day. Yeah. Free tasting of all kinds of diseases, free medical checkup, especially now. We've seen people who are going in for eye checkup, and these usual things that we do not know that we actually have. Free HIV testing, free things like randomly free things, and I don't know, I think I'm just too overwhelmed by this. I was there and I can't believe how much we're embracing how I Am Kigali campaign is coming up. This is just something that does not happen anywhere else. Ivan,
I think this again. We shouldn't forget that also this was done on the level to bring in the green city agenda and trying to. I think this is going to be an opportunity. Green city agenda, also trying to work on the non-communicable diseases like the diabetes and all the things that people are getting because of the modern age and less time to do sports. Part of what I would say, it was a success. For its first day, it was a success. And I think, people were worried about traffic, but I didn't see that coming as much because there were other alternative routes. And I think more people should get to attend this one free day, Car-Free Day in a month, and which is good.
And of course, more on this, of course, Mr. Kaboneka, the minister, was there, and also the Minister of Youth and ICT, the Minister of Gender, and so many people, the Minister of Sports and Culture, all these people also participated in this. And you know how we're talking about the president randomly going to these different places and checking? I feel like, I don't know, I just think I'm biased. On this one? I think I'm just biased, but I think Rwanda is actually the best place to be, because you'll not find any random minister just moving around and, walking past or running around, with the rest of, the citizens of the country and getting checked and doing all these things. Stephen, on to you.
It was a bit of a challenge, going to church and these normal routes we take, had to pass. But what stands out for me is the free, you emphasize that word free, the medical checkups. Because this is health, we take health for granted. So a move like this makes you really think that, we have this schedule, we have school, we have everything, and health, we put it last. But this makes you think that really health must be important.
So they're improving healthy living.
And it's
Rwanda.
Also, going green. It's also supposed to, support the whole factor of going green, especially planting trees and all these things. Now, it reduces the level at which, the pollution, the air pollution and all that. Absolutely. But of course we are excited that something like this is happening, and we'll give you more details on what is yet to come. But I'm moving on to the second story of the day. The killing of a gorilla at the zoo in the US city of Cincinnati after a 4-year-old boy fell into its enclosure has triggered an outrage on social media. Many say that the male gorilla, who is called, of course, Harambe, should not have been shot dead, as he did not intend to hurt the boy. Some using the hashtag for justice for Harambe, or their parents, especially parents said that no, they weren't supposed to kill this gorilla because it wasn't intentionally supposed to hurt the kid. Maybe it was just trying to, you know, maybe help him out, because we've seen a few pictures and a few videos. But of course, let's start it off with Ivan.
Well, looking at the video, if you argue that you know, the zookeepers are saying, well, the baby was in a very intriguing situation. Looking at it, the way the gorilla was carrying around the baby, you know, there you don't have an option. You know, it's human there, it's a human there, and this is an animal. Anything can happen, but for some, of course, those are especially activists, they're saying, no, we need justice for this gorilla, because we also know that the gorillas are rare species in the USA, and so they're protected, and that means a lot. And this gorilla kind of seemed not to be actually beating maybe the baby. He was actually trying to like carry around and get to move her from the position, of which I think triggered. In this situation, I imagine if you're a zookeeper, what would you have done? So there's a lot of question around going around there, but we also need to look at it.
Question, I mean, why didn't they maybe sedate?
So exactly. Same thing I was going to ask.
Now, a gorilla is really heavy. You understand? It's one of the actually heaviest animals.
It takes some
you can
time.
like it takes some time, and also it's also a 17-year-old gorilla. So this is something like extremely big with a baby. So I don't know if I'm just being, you know, I understand gorillas are very important, but like at that time, the motherly instinct, maybe in the future me says that they should have done exactly what they did.
These
they would have
gorillas as
sedated it.
individuals, they have their personality.
Yeah.
So maybe they should have put that in consideration. If it hasn't harmed the person before, then why would it harm them now? And then, I mean, what I know is we have, we have seen pictures of people hanging with gorillas over there in Kenya and everywhere. I mean, they know that we are like brothers. They are our closest cousins. So
and the gorilla
should
being
have
17, I mean, it must have been so used to people around, moving
All
around
right.
and everything.
Thank you, guys. Of course, that is all we had for you for Hot Topics today. We'll be right back after the break with the story of the day.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine Story of the Day with me, Yvan Buravan. Well, today we decided that you should start your week in style, and that's why we're treating you to one of Rwanda's rising voices. Burabyo Yvan, commonly known as Yvan Buravan, is taking radio and TV waves every day by producing some of Rwanda's finest music. From his hits like Windimo to the new release, Malaika, Yvan Buravan is the musician to look out for. Enough with words, here's a taste of some of his music.
Mumisokoro mumagufwa sanze ko gukunda bindimo gushidikanya shyira hasi hoya sinarota nkwanga wowe umpamo. Oh baby, sinkubwira yuko uwa nkunda kuko ibyo urabizi, icyo nshaka kuvuga n'ingano y'urwango ukunda, wowe kabavu kanjye uri uwo mbura ngahungabana, hari ubwo nyango turirimbo.
And joining us today in studio is Yvan Buravan himself. Yvan, welcome.
Thank you, Ivan.
I'm so happy to have you today in studio.
Happy to be here too, man.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, Yvan Buravan, the sensational rising star, one would say, the man with the romantic words in the rhythms and the lyrics, and one would say, who is Yvan Buravan? Give us a little bit of the background, especially your music background.
Yvan Buravan is a Rwandan upcoming artist, and now in the industry I'm here like for almost a year.
Yeah.
But I started singing in 2009 and introduced myself in the Rwandan industry of music in 2015. So I've released some of the songs and people have liked it, and I really appreciate, you know, the help of everyone in the industry. Yeah, that's...
Well, if one would say, looking at what your productions are, some of them are, you know, about love, and some of them are about whether life, you know, different factors. But where do you get some of the inspiration for your lyrics from? Because people would love to know, are they true stories, or is something that you just have to get from people?
I'm an artist, so to write a song, I just take inspiration in the everyday life of ours, of people, you know. And so, but so far, my songs are not inspired by true stories or something like that. I just sit and write something poetic, mostly the love songs, you know. So that's how I write my songs. Mostly it's not about true story.
Now looking at it, here is a young gentleman rising up in an industry that is growing, of course. I'd love to know your own experience. What is your story? Especially this is for people that are rising up in the industry. What is the true story behind an upcoming star in a music industry like Rwanda that is growing?
The true story about an artist to come and climb where people can see him is a narrow road, you know. It ain't simple. You have to work hard, try to be innovative, because there is this music that we do. So you have to put some new things that people don't actually know, you know, so that you can interest many people, you know. And so that's what I've been trying to do. Here in the music, it's very hard to come when you're new and then go where people can see you. Because to do that, you have to convince everyone in the industry. So that's what I've been trying to do, and I'm really appreciative to people who had been appreciating my work. So yeah, that's how it is.
Well, moving on, of course, looking at it, here you come, 1 year into the business, you're already hitting the waves. Vindimo is a very big hit, the music is out. I mean, you've been getting all that attention. Now to make things even better, from the opposite sex, the ladies. I mean, you're producing all this beautiful music. How, at such a young age, aren't you sometimes taken up by all this fame? And if not so, how are you able to control this?
To control that, it's only one thing. You have to remain you. To keep being you, so that the fame, you know, when sometimes the fame can make you change and be taken by all that stuff, you know. So to conquer that, you have to remain you, to be you. Yeah, that's what I can say that keeps me where I am and helps me to go forward.
All right. Now, moving on, of course, for some people, for our viewers back at home, would love to know a little bit about what happens in the daily life, especially for your fans. What is your typical day like for Yvan Buravan when you wake up in a day and go back to sleep? What are those things that you normally do?
Yeah, most of the times my day ain't the same like the day before or the day that will come. You know? But I'm a student, so every evening I have to go to school. You know,
something very important. Musicians do go to school.
Man.
You're getting your degree soon.
So when I wake up, I can do some warm-up voice trainings. You know, I go to do some exercise. You know, whether in the gym or go do some jogging, you know, and my practice of music, you know, and then I go check on my music with my producer Bob, and I check my what I have to do, what I have to to achieve, because I work on goals.
Yeah.
That's
that's
my
very
thing.
good to know
Yeah.
that actually we have some people working on goals.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Now, moving on that same point, I'd love to know, before we go any further, what are some of the goals that you have for your music, especially in the next few years? What are some of the goals you have in mind?
Well, not going to next few years, but this year.
Yeah.
I started this year saying that I have to be known by someone who didn't know me the year before, you know, because I came in 2015, so I have to make sure that every Rwandan knows who is Yvan Buravan, what does he do, what's his music, you know. That's what I want to make sure of, so that with all of the Rwandan support, we can then go abroad with a package of support, you know. And so that's what I really need. I need every Rwandan support so that we can go to represent our country as a team. Yeah. So that's my goal, my long-term project, you know.
Yeah. Now, of course, if growing up, we listen to people like Neo, especially during like the genre of R&B. We listen to Neo, Trey Songz, and all the others, and Chris Brown. But today, who do you look up to and say, for me, I'd look at this person has helped me grow in terms?
I like different musicians,
yes,
but I really do love Bruno Mars's music.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Okay. Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
Quoted very well.
Yeah.
Any special inspiration from him?
Not really, but I really love his music.
Yeah.
And I really do respect Michael Jackson's music.
Okay, I get you there.
Yeah.
Now, rounding up this discussion, I'd love to know, where can people, apart from the other things, platforms, where can people get to know your songs and music?
I have my platforms on internet. I use Instagram as Yvan Buravan. Yvan _Buravan.
Yes.
I use Twitter as Buravan250. I use Facebook as I have a page on Facebook, Yvan Buravan. People can go and like, then they will be with me. Yeah. And my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is Yvan Buravan. My music is there. So I want them to go and subscribe, you know.
Yeah.
And my music will always be there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yvan Buravan, it was a pleasure having you in the studio.
Thanks, Ivan Magwen.
And keep growing.
Thank you, bro.
All right. There you had it, of course, from Yvan Buravan. Go out there, listen to some fine music as you get to relax into the week with Yvan Buravan. You've been watching Rise and Shine, Rwanda's Story of the Day with me, Ivan Magwene. Chantal Uwera is up next with Business.
Welcome back. Time now for your business stories. I'm Chantal Uwera. Continental standards agencies are pushing for regulated production of traditional medicine to promote quality. Dr. Mark Chubahiro Bagabe of the Rwanda Standards Board said that the standards watchdogs on the continent also seek to harmonize regulations governing traditional medicine in Africa. Chinese railway builders deny locals 40% contracts. Kenya has paid foreign suppliers 167 billion shillings for the ongoing construction on the Standard Gauge Railway, leaving only a small share for the locals. The amount represents 72% of the money so far spent on the mega project, whose civil works are 80% complete. Nairobi dominates cross-border bank transfer system operated by COMESA due to the high number of Kenyan firms operating in the bloc. Kenya accounts for 3/4 of all funds moving through the platforms dubbed regional payment and the settlement system, according to the fresh data from COMESA. Coming up next is our new segment, Take Corner with Casey Nganji.
Good morning and welcome to Take Corner with me, your host, Casey Nganji. Now, over the next episodes, I'll be giving you tips on how to come up with your own personal solutions to your basic IT problems, either at home or even at work. Now, coming up to today's show, going straight, I'm going to be giving you a quick guide that will help you to purchase the best gadget that fits your needs. Now, this can be any gadget, but today we'll be looking at a phone. Now, let's say you just lost your phone and you need to purchase a new one, or maybe your contract is up for renewal and you need a new phone. How does this happen? Let me give you some quick tips with a guide of about only 5 steps. Step number 1, figure out what your needs are. Now, do you even need a phone? First of all, you have to know if you need a smartphone. If you're sure you need this, then that's the very first step to getting yourself a phone. What do you need in a phone? Once you figure out what your needs are, you're good to go. Step number 2, now this is the most important thing when it comes to smartphones. Figure out which operating system you need to work with. Now, there are 4 main operating systems in this modern world of smartphones. System number 1, we have the Apple iOS. Now, this operating system mainly works with Apple phones. So if you're a big fan of Apple devices or Apple applications, let's say iTunes, this will suit you very well. Our second operating system is the Android. Now, Android is also the most common operating system in almost many smartphones. Android works for many phones. You'll figure out that most companies coming up with smartphones today are working with Android, and it is very, very, very easy to use. It has let's say, an interface that suits well everyone. Step number 3, figure out which service provider you want to work with. Now, in Rwanda here, it's not a very big deal. We have about 2-3 service providers or 4. We have MTN, Airtel, and Tigo. Now, if you want to purchase a smartphone, it's better you purchase the phone that best works with your service provider, because these service providers mainly have special collaborations with specific smartphone manufacturers. Let's say MTN could be working best with Samsung, while the other one works best with, let's say, Airtel works best with Apple or something. Step number 5, you need to choose which features do you need specifically in your phone. Now, talking about features or phone features, there are basically about very many applications people want in their phone, but you have to be specific. See, not all phones have the same features, or all phone features work the same in all phones. Let's take, let's say cameras. Phones have different cameras, so if your main interest is in your camera, you'll have to figure out what phone you need. Or your main interest might be in using applications like Snapchat, WhatsApp. Figure out which applications interest you most and which ones do you need specifically. If you figure that out, you're good to go with a smartphone that's of your choice. Step number 5, now this is also very important. Get your phone guarantee. Now, when it comes to smartphones, the one thing everyone that's on the smartphone will tell you, smartphones get problems. They go wrong at most times. You find yourself taking it for repairing or fixing at any time once you've purchased it. So for you to be on the safe side, always have your phone guarantee from your phone store. If they're giving you the guarantee, at least you're sure they'll help you out once your phone has a problem. And last but not least, the last step we're going to look at is enjoying your phone. That's it from me today. Keep following me. You can follow me on social media at KCN, and you could also follow my show at Tech Corner on social media, Facebook and Twitter. It's the same, Tech Corner. That's it from me. You have it. I'm your host, KC Nganji. Stay tuned. Rise and shine, Rwanda.
And joining us today in studio is, of course, Casey Nganji, the new, of course, tech explorer that is going to be taking us through this session. Well, Casey, first of all, I wouldn't say you've been a very big contributor to the show, and I would love to appreciate you for that. But this time on a different mission. This is the 4th industrial revolution. Things are changing. As almost we breathe, a new app is up, or we have a new gadget on the market. And what was your whole motive behind this, and what do you think people need to understand what kind of gadgets or the new application or the new software that is on this market?
Well, thank you, Ivan. I actually like the fact that you just mentioned about the 4th industrial revolution. Mm-hmm. Well, like we know, in Rwanda today, IT is like the major focus leading us to the knowledge-based economy that we're looking forward to in the industrial revolution.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so now when it comes to IT, the very most important thing are the people. How are these people connecting to that technology?
Yeah.
Now, trust me, almost everyone in this world gets stuck at some point in this tech world. So this is why Tech Corner is coming. I'm actually trying to help people deal with these small basic problems, the basic IT problems that end up being so hard and difficult to us.
All right, now viewers, you had it over there. They're trying to sort it out. Any problem you have, Tech would call him the tech expert on the table. Now, bringing it on, when I watched that video, you're talking about different things when you're going to buy a phone. I got to be honest with you. When I'm going to buy a phone, all I have in my head is the gigabytes I want, and sometimes maybe the mark. Or if I reach the market, if I'm impressed by a certain way the phone looks like in the hardware, I'll buy it. Why is it important that you take all these steps?
Well, Ivan, let me tell you something. When you're going to buy a phone, trust me, you don't want to reach at home and the phone looks like it was a gift. You see? It has to be something that suits your stuff, like it suits your feelings, it suits your, like, it's the best gadget for you. Actually, we're not just buying a phone. I'm giving you tips on how to buy the best gadgets that fit you. Yeah, so you'll probably have to come with what's best for you. Something might be best for me, not best for you. You see? Apple could be good for you, but trust me, it's not working for me. Or like it's not even user-friendly, you know? Like this smartphone world is so complicated, you'll want it to be like really nice for you. Yeah, so that's why I'm giving you these really tips. They're actually easy things that you need to focus on while buying a phone.
Now, if you're to look among us all those which is one important factor that you need to look at, especially as a person I love, these days because of course of the social medias and all the other things, people want to buy phones with a very good camera, you know. What kind of phone in your suggestion would be very good to do on the market?
I wouldn't suggest one phone. I wouldn't really suggest
maybe
a phone.
you can tell us what kind of megapixels you would go purchase.
You see, that takes us back to the tips I gave you. See, I'll give you two steps. I'll go back to step number 2, the one of choosing an operating system. Now this, I'm answering your question of what's the best phone that I'll recommend to you. So what's the operating system? Like, this is where you connect with your phone. Like, this is what helps you connect with your phone. So I'll say you'll probably be able to figure out which OS is friendly to you. You see, some phones are not friendly, trust me. So I'll tell you, remember I gave you 4, choose any one of those operating systems, and they're all good, man. Honestly, they're all good.
Well, I'd love to ask this question, and it's a question most people who have not had maybe a tech background love to ask. Most people don't understand what's iOS, or they don't understand what kind of software is in a phone. So sometimes we need what I would call it the dummy language to understand what kind of product we're pursuing on the market.
An operating system is the intermediary, like it's the one that connects you to the hardware of the phone.
Absolutely.
Like, this is the software. It's actually a software.
The definition itself is very much of very like, I know
it's complicated, but I was trying to make it simple for you. Like, it's the guy that's between you and your phone. This is now the operating system. That's the guy that's like helping you access these things on your phone.
Absolutely.
Like, we're talking about iOS. iOS helps you to use Apple. That's what we're saying. Like, this is where you get all these applications and stuff that's there. Then we're talking about Android. You'll find it it will help you use an Android phone. So basically, while choosing a phone, what I can tell you is the operating system, it's like the most important thing that you have to look at. Like, can you actually manage it? You've seen people use laptops like Apple laptops, and they'll have problems, you know that. So it means they're not used to this.
Well, that's all we had for now, Casey. I would love to thank you so much. But for our viewers back home, Casey will be joining us every month to bring us the latest and guiding us on what gadgets and what kind of software, basically the tech world, what to go for and explore. There you had it, of course, from Casey, and we hope to be joining him. You can also catch up some of the videos and what he's talking about on YouTube at Rise and Shine Rwanda, and get to know a little bit of what is happening in the tech world. Kalimba Stephen will be up next with sports.
Welcome back. It's now time for your sports news. With me, Stephen Kalimba. In local handball, 14 teams to participate in the Genocide Memorial Tournament. A total of 14 teams will feature in this year's edition in the men's and women's categories, which is scheduled for June 4th to 5th. Foreign teams like Police from Uganda, the men and women's team, and Makerere University and Ngome from Tanzania will feature in the men's category. Like in the other Genocide Memorial Tournaments, the participating teams will also visit memorial sites where they will get an education on the consequences of bad leadership with regards to the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. Morocco to organize men's under-21 Continental Volleyball Championship. The men's under-21 African Championship will take place in Tangier, in the Tangier town from September 18th to 24th. Rwanda expected to participate, having missed last year's event as the local federation had many competitions, including the All-Africa Games for the men and women and indoor volleyball and beach. However, in 2013, they finished third and were able to continue to the men's under-21 World Championship in Turkey. In the Premier League, Jose Mourinho to line up Rio Ferdinand as the coaching assistant. The new Red Devils manager is expected to include the former Manchester United defender on his backroom staff. Mourinho is keen on keeping close to those who have intimate knowledge of the club. The development, however, raises further questions about the future of Ryan Giggs at the club, who has been an assistant to former coach Louis van Gaal. There you had it. Peace Quizera is up next with Lifestyle.
Here is to traveling and saving. Starting 1st of April to the 1st of June, travel with Rwanda and take advantage of our reduced fares and enjoy our world-class services in great comfort and safety.
Fly our dream to the heart of Africa.
Welcome back to Rise and Shine. It's time for Lifestyle with me, Peace Quizera. Now it's that time of the year where everyone is going healthy, including myself. And being in Rwanda, where it's tradition for families to eat at least once a week together outside of their homesteads, we have got a place where you can get yourself an amazing burger that is healthy and totally worth every penny that you spend. We visited 4 Blooms, and here is what we gathered for you.
cheese broom butter. cheese gusa. Dukora bacon broom burger. Bacon. Cheese nyine birumvikana. Dukora salad burger. Dukora veg burger. Ikaba igizwe na champignon, na leti, na onion, tomato, burger hakaba na double broom bacon izo nizo nkora
abantu babyishimiye cyane nta muntu uritunganya kuri price yacu ko dutanga serivisi nziza tugatanga n'ibiryo bimeze neza tukabakira neza kuri price nta kibazo na kimwe gihari. Aho dukorera ni mu Kiyovu mu Rugunga impande ya station SP. Hama ibyo dukora nk'uko mugenzi wanje yababwiye ni amahamburger ariyo ma cheeseburger hama araryoshe cyane cyane gose turavya muri amezi 3 bamaze kuza kwitaba hano kuza kuzumviriza yaryoshe cyane aho basaba kumviriza.
Okay, murakoze cyane. There you had it. We are here at Four Blooms in Kiyovu, where you can catch all the burgers and different specialties, fries and even hot dogs that you can eat and enjoy. I have had one myself and I believe it's the best burger. All right, welcome back to Rise and Shine. Today joining me here is Nicole, the managing director of Four Blooms, the restaurant that all of us want to check out. Nicole, welcome.
Thank you for having me today.
All right, so let's start by you telling us a little bit about Four Blooms and where you got the idea of starting it, basically.
The idea. It started with my partner. One night, one evening, we were looking for a place to go, a restaurant to go where we could have a quick, affordable meal. And we were thinking, and we were like, actually, that concept we couldn't see where we could go. So this is how the Four Blooms idea started. We were like, actually, we can do it. Let's see how we could have it in Rwanda.
Rwanda, and just start something that will be quick for everyone to just come and take, the meal right there and then. Well, so Four Blooms is such like an interesting name. Where did you get it from? And I mean, this is not something that we've had around here. Where did you get it from, and what motivated you to call your restaurant Four Blooms?
Okay, Four Blooms, actually, when we looked for the name, so when we had the idea and then we did a bit of market research, and we ended up thinking like what we want, the image we want to give is fresh and fresh, affordable food. So we were thinking what could, and wanted to do burgers. And the burgers have this connotation of not being so healthy. So we wanted healthy, fresh, and affordable.
Affordable burgers.
So we started to brainstorm about the name. And this is how we came up with Four Blooms, because Four Blooms, first of all, the four, if you want the explanation, is the 4 burgers that we offer.
That you offer.
And then the blooms is because it gives this idea of healthy, fresh, and blooming.
Like a flower.
Yes, like a flowers.
Nice, that's interesting. Well, Nicole, being a businesswoman and all, what is the specialty, the specialty behind? Like, I've had one of your burgers, and believe me, not just saying this, for the viewers to think this is like the most amazing thing, but it is the most amazing burger I've ever had in Rwanda, especially. So, tell us, what's the specialty behind? You do not have to, give out your secrets, but what's the specialty behind?
First of all, thank you for saying that it's an amazing, burger. Yeah, we like to hear that at Four Blooms. And what makes it so tasty and so good? Because we always emphasize on bringing the freshest ingredient. So we source the freshest ingredient on the market, and we also source locally made ingredients. We don't import. Our meat is from Rwanda. Our vegetables are from Rwanda. And the other thing is the way we cook it. We did a little bit of also market research, and before we came out with this burger that you're having, this amazing burger, we tried it on several people.
Yes.
And that's how we came out with this specific burger. So the way the meat is cooked, we kind of study it, yes. And the bun also, the way we source it and the way we make it, we had a special recipe.
Yeah.
So the sauce as well comes after like many trials, and we kind of made it and then try it on different people, and that's how we came out with
the amazing burger.
The amazing burger, but mostly is freshest ingredient.
Wow, it's amazing! Oh my God, like, I mean, if everyone would, you know, try and do a survey before, then maybe, like, we would all have, like, amazing food. But, you know, you guys have quite the burger that everyone has to try. But before we conclude, tell us, you know, what would you want the viewers to see, or what would you want the viewers to hear? This is the moment where, you know, just basically tell them maybe to come, maybe, you know, what you offer and where it's located. Just basically that it is affordable.
The viewer, what I would like them to see. Okay. So I would say whether you're from Rwanda, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, or across the continent, Food Bloom and our sister restaurant, Chapati, is a place you must visit when you come to Rwanda. We guarantee the freshest ingredients at an affordable price.
Well, there you had it from herself, you know, the manager of Problems and Chapati, which are located. One is in Kiyovu and another one is in Majerwaji Kondo. And believe me, I have tasted both the chapati and the Bloom burger, and it is quite something. It is quick, it is affordable, and I've seen how clean and neat that they are when they're, you know, making the burger and, you know, presenting it to you. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Peace, for having me.
Well, that is all we had for you for the show today. But do not forget, we love to hear your thoughts, comments, and feedback on what we've been talking about here in Rise and Shine Rwanda. Tweet us at Rise and Shine RW. Like us on our Facebook page, and do send us your ideas for the program. Check out our Rise and Shine YouTube page, and please subscribe. That's where you can catch all the shows and the reports that we do. Find us on Instagram. And remember, we love to see your pics. Last but not least, do check out our website. And of course, that's where you can catch every single thing that we do here on Rise and Shine Rwanda. I am Peace Quizera.
I am Yvan Buravan. We'll be at same time, same place tomorrow. So you guys have fun?
Yeah, it was great. I mean, especially about the healthy burger. Well, somebody needs to check out that.
It is amazing, believe me.
And remember, this is the last day of the month, so for our viewers, well, thank you so much for everything that you've been doing, especially in the first month of our pioneering, coming back into the game. So we thank you so much for your support, and we hope to enjoy another new month with you. So there you had it. We'll be at same time, same place tomorrow. Do join us then, but for now, it's goodbye.